Hello. Well, I just wanted to sit there and tell you what tonight's show going to be at. Um, in 2 hours, I'm going to go live and stuff, and I'm going to be dressed up. But right now, I am just in my swimsuit, and I just wanted to tell you guys what's going on in my life. I have dated somebody who spilled the beans about everything with there's two redheaded, actually three. There's an older redheaded woman and there's two younger ones. And one is in the sex industry and another one is a YouTuber. She's a YouTuber in um YouTube. She's a YouTuber. So anyway, I have been told that these two women, one of them's dating a friend of mine, and they have no way in wanting me to. I'm their enemy for some reason, and they want me gone. From what I heard, they're doing everything in their power to have me go bye bye, and I haven't gone bye bye, so they have tried even further. The things they have done have been really it's not cringeworthy, just scary because they're not believing. How can I say this? When you're a name brand and when you're a famous person and you want to have privacy, they do not believe in that privacy. Do you get what I mean by that? They don't care if you want to be left alone and no one knows where you live. They have all this information about certain people and they are using it to blackmail them, is what they're doing. And she's working with somebody who's in the sex industry and she's working as a YouTuber and she's got red hair. There it's dyed, but it's really weird. I was pretty well told by a guy. He was talking with me on OkCupid, and I usually keep it at I keep it about 3 months with OkCupid before I meet them. So I've only met two people, and it's like, and one wasn't on OkCupid. No one has made it up to the 3 months to meet me. That's why I haven't met anybody because of the fact that how can I say this? They, they I'm looking for something where I can have somebody as a good friend. And what I'm finding is a lot of people who want to hook up, and that's great and stuff, but I'm looking for something more meaningful. What happened was I was told by a young man that he was approached by two young women. One was a YouTuber. He had seen her and knew about her. She's well known. And what he was told was to get me in the sack. And like I said, no, it's not 3 months yet. You haven't even made it a month. You have 2 more months. You could talk to me and we can do all this talking. uh, and that's where I'm going with this. He told me that they want me gone forever. They want to be, both of them want to be extremely famous, money and all that stuff. And I'm like, and they went and tried to get it where uh I'm in a bad position type thing. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to. I said, you haven't made the 3 month move from talking to me on the internet and whatnot to that. He goes, I didn't know it was 3 months. I go, I do that because for a reason. This is the reason. I've had so much problems in dealing with dating people. I need to tell somebody, if you're my age, please, if you're not physically active, don't reach out to me. I've had already, I don't know how many men who can't, who can't. What was I said? Do you need a wheelchair? I had a guy who had his back broken twice and he couldn't barely walk. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I think that'd be great for somebody who wasn't physically active. So I need somebody who too is physically active who would like to do the stuff I want to do. And that's what I'm looking for. I want someone who's physically active, who can go out and do stuff. And what I find out is that um what I found out was that I have some women, I have two females, three females, red hair, who are after my ass. And it's like, dang, Dad, you were right. You were 110% right. And it's unfortunately, this was his saying, redheads are absolutely wonderful for a party. That's it. They're not wonderful for anything else. That's what he had, this whole idea. He's dated several of them in his time, and his theory on that was this, that he had plenty of chances to be with a redhead, marry a redhead, the whole 9 yards. He said that they're great for a date, they're great for one night stand. That's it. And I said, Dad. And I'm thinking that he was being just short minded, but no, 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 no. I've had nothing but problems, and they've all had red hair. All of them, or cat, or their name cat. Cat or red hair, one or the other. And that's how it's gone. And I have two women who are mentally scary. They are what you call dangerous. They can, one of them has actually tried to get uh, oh, not a sharpshooter, tried to get somebody to kill me off. And I don't know if she's had any. I didn't try to see if she did anything of that, but I heard a rumor that's what she was planning. Um, I have heard a lot of rumors, but that's what my dad told me. And I've had nothing but problems with these three women. Two of them are younger. The one is an older woman. She doesn't wear her teeth at all. She is yeah, she's someone I would say is a major viper. You know, I wouldn't tell her if I was farting wrong, let alone, my private shit. So I have I guess my dad used to call it, he said, "You'll know what I'm talking about when you get older." And yes, I do. I am older, and I'm having problems with two redheaded women. One is in the sex industry and one's a YouTuber. She's famous. Oh yeah. So I have well, I got to say this though. My breasts this year look so good in my swimsuit. I just want to put that out. They got bigger in the last couple of months. In fact, they've gotten really big. And um, I have not going to talk about my any of my other problems right now. I'm trying to deal with getting a job, and these two women who have set up a guy to go on OK Cupid, and then to have him ask me to ask for a female partner in Pahrump, which he set up, which so happened to be uh, uh, one of the redheaded women. She's on OkCupid. So if you want to check out OkCupid, you can find my redheaded friend. There's two of them. They have a picture of one. You'll find them. It's on OkCupid. You can find a redheaded beauty from Pahrump, and I guarantee it, she is not liking me at all. No likey Steffi. Just want to put it out there. All right. And they are really, like my dad said, I said, Dad, you know what? We had like a get together with all your working pals and stuff. What happened to that one lady, so and so? And he goes, No, no, we'll let them in their intersection. So I had to learn a lot as a kid about what to tell people. And yes, I had two different lives, if in a sense, because I did commercials and I did other things. I knew other people that I didn't want to be hurt. When people know that you are a YouTuber or you're making money, let's just put it this way, after okay, let me tell you this. When I worked at Area 51 Fireworks and two people wanted to sue me for 10 grand a piece because they said I had money and they wanted it. That's pretty much their attitude. I have money, they want it. And that's how, as a person, if you are well known, you got people who know you have money and they want it. So, yeah, I was taught very young not to advertise my shit. You know, my ex's family, they want to advertise and tell everybody they got shit. We make X amount of money. We got this, we got this, we got that, this. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's the thing you don't say to people. And that's what I was taught. But everyone is different. And I'm not saying that I hate. That's just how he was taught. I was taught different because when you let people know what you're doing financially or whatever, and they're not people who care about you, they can hurt you. And my dad never in my life had anyone that had sprouting any red hair. And I really thought it was crazy. I thought it was something like a luck thing or something. No, he said they just cause problems. They're good for a party. That's it. You don't have them on your inner sanctum. You don't give them your phone number. You don't hang out with them. You don't tell them your private shit. You don't put them in your anything. So I found out what an inner sanctum is for anybody. And that's where your holy of holies. That's where you got your kids, your family, your private stuff. That's where you talk about what you're going to be doing as a different, if you're going to be doing a commercial or you're going to be doing something, that's the inner sanctum. And when you have that inner sanctum, you don't want people you don't know. And you should always, this is what I was taught. It's called the 6-month rule. Anyone who wants in your inner sanctum, if you don't know them for 6 months, 6 months is a good rule. That means if you don't know them for 6 months, that you know that they would rather have their name bloodied than your name muddied, not bloody muddied. And that's how I am with some of my friends. I'd rather have me look bad because I'm not a name brand than to have my friends look bad. That's just the way I feel. I don't when I have my friend Carol, Kathy, and many of my other friends like, James and Chrissy and those people, I do anything for them to make sure that they have their inner sanctum locked tight and no one knows what's going on. That's all right because that's how I was taught. But you got to be real careful. I have found the deal, and I was told that the guy that they sent to me on OkCupid didn't expect me to wait 3 months, and that's the average. I had it for 6 months, but nobody can make it past 6 months. They would do something real stupid, and of course, I have to block them. And then I got so many blocked and it is just not even funny. To make a long story short and as simple as possible, is this that I've had to deal with three redheads, two younger one. One is a YouTuber who has like a fake type red hair, and one's got more of a natural looking. One works in the sex industry, one's a YouTuber, of course. And I'm dealing with them. They're really pissed at me. I have no idea, and I really don't give a shit anymore. I feel bad about my friend, but there's nothing I could do. He's an adult. He can do it on his own. I'm just putting it out there. Like my dad said, they're great for a party, but don't ever bring them in your inner holy of holies. And this is a man who has been married 4 times, and he's like, I used to joke with him. Hey, look, there's one with red hair. No, that's a one night stand right there. You just move that along, move that along. That's what my dad said. We used to joke. You know, it's funny when your parents grow up and you're an adult yourself, and your kids are now, Devin is over the age of 21 along with my daughter. When you got your kids and they're grown up and you're talking with your dad, you're now like, one on one. And he said, look, stuff, I never could tell you the real reason. And the real reason was he always had a problem with the redheads and with anything. He had asked me the time that we had hired a woman through a company. They bring like nannies. And he's like, yeah, he had a stipulation after this nanny. This nanny fell in love with him. She had beautiful, natural red hair, and it was bright. And Devin, not Devin, but my brother Voldemort and myself hooked up the house to be haunted. We hooked up the house to be haunted. And what we did a bunch of things like, fishing wire and all that. It was hilarious. I'm going to put that in one of my books that I'm going to be writing, and it's going to be my adventures, but it's going to be under a character and stuff. All the adventures I did were absolutely fabulous. I could not believe what a wonderful childhood I had, and my dad helped out with it. I mean, most people would act like they're adults and they would look at me going, "Yeah, that's good stuff. We're not going to say nothing, but that's really cool." He would tell me on the phone, "Yeah, I know your stepmom's really pissed, but I think that's funny. So act like you're really upset and you're going to get in trouble." I go, "Okay, I'm on the phone." "Oh, yeah, Dad, I'm just okay. I'll be good. Okay, here you go." And I'm like laughing inside, going, "You know what, Dad? He never steered me wrong, and he never steered me wrong with people. He said, you'll probably have the same problem if you are like me. Stay away from redheaded guys." And I'm going to say redheaded people in general. They've just not been the luck part on me. So I got two women who are redheads. One's a YouTuber, and one is in the sex industry. I'm been told by a person that they are after me big time. They are after a lot of people, and they're blackmailing people. Be careful if you're more of a famous YouTuber than me. I'm all good. I want to put the warning out though. These women are out for blood. They're not looking for meaningful anything. They're looking to get some serious cashola. So, like my dad said, they're great for a party, but not for your inner sanctum. If you have them in your inner sanctum, you need to start changing your everything from your house code to whatever, because these women will not stop. They are not, they're relentless. They're relentless enemy. And that's how it's going to go. I don't know how to say it any more than this, but my dad told me years ago the reason why he had to, we had, like I said, a woman that was beautiful red hair, and she caused a lot of problems in our family for a short time. And that was in our, he had hired it through a company for, I would say like, watching kids. And he called the company, goes, "Look at this is what I'm receiving." This is before cell phones. She would call up the house and leave love poems. And my dad's like, my dad was cool to a certain extent. And then we had a huge winter storm. And I told her, she was so scared of the house because I had her thinking the house was really haunted. So we had to drive, and it was like so scary. We barely made it. We barely made it to her apartment, her itty bitty apartment. We get to this little apartment, and I finally said to my dad, he goes, "I got to talk to my daughter." And I said, "Daddy, pick me up. I don't want to be here." And I said, "We were telling her, we were just joking. It's not haunted. We were doing this and this." She was she goes, "I'm dating your dad and he'll listen to me." And I go, "Oh, you got red hair? I don't think so." And all I said was, "Daddy, but she's got red hair and she's causing problems." Yeah, that's all I had to say. And if I would have said your name was Cat, my dad would have said, "Oh shit, bring her home now." I have nothing. I am going to be honest with you. We had a filing cabinet at my over at I used to work as a waitress, and we had a filing cabinet with cat names, all the people who were screw ups and what they did, and they were all cats, even guys. There's some guy cats, there's cats, and it was always cats. And it started off when I worked there as a small one file. It went up to like a big 6 file thing. because I didn't hire some people, but it was just the summertime was the crazy cat people. My name is Cat. That's it. That's it. Cat, cat. If you have someone saying that to you, do not hire them. There are certain things you don't. And yeah, redheads. Oh, they are tattletales. They play both sides of the fence. My dad used to sit there and he said, he told his one, yo, you're not hiring that girl. She got red hair. You know that. And I don't want that. You know what they do. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. So my dad would tell family members and friends not to hire red hairs because he had a bad dealing with a lot of them. And that's what I'm dealing with is two women who really would like to see me gone from the face of the earth. But I'm not going from the face of the earth. I am prevailing. I'm just right now trying to put a happy cap that I don't have a job. I'm going to be here for half an hour, so I got like 9 minutes left, and I'm going to go. I got to clean up my room and get some things done. I am going to, as you see, I don't have straight hair, but it looks good. I have kind of like a wavy thing going on. I don't know. So I got out of swimming. I did my hour's worth, and I just want to put out that, yeah, I have two women who got a guy on to go on OK Cupid to try to get information from me because he actually spelled it out and told me the whole 9 yards. I'm like, whoa, oh my God, that's way too much. But I really thought, God, this is weird. And then it was something, how you're like remembering stuff and you go, I remember my dad saying this. And then I'm like, now I know what he meant. So in the end, that the one woman that was hired to watch us that had red hair that my dad didn't meet, he hired this through a company and had to go. So when I came home from school, she was already there, and I told her the ins and outs of the whole house. We have a huge. It was a My dad's house was a mansion. It was beautiful. It really was. And she was amazed until she started giving an attitude and started telling us stuff that we knew. And we had what we called a rule book. My dad had a rule book that he written and she didn't want to follow it. And I said, no, this is the rule book. And it wasn't that big and it wasn't that hard. So, there was a lot of things he had to after her trying to woo my dad and telling me that he was dating her. That's when my dad said no, and he called the company and he had to change the locks because she made keys to my dad's house. Yeah, it was scary. So for a while, we had to be real careful. We didn't leave out through the front of the house when we walked to school. We had to go and have a neighbor drive us to school and go out to the back, and I was our neighbor in the back end. He was a real good guy, and he said, I feel sorry for you, let me go and help you out. So he drive my brother and me to school for like a month until she gave up and found another. She found another, I guess, person because after a month we just didn't see her, and I didn't need to drive to work. I had to walk. I think she should have stayed out for another month because then it was cold. So that's where I'm at. Tonight we'll be talking about my dates. I had a poopy date. I've been fished. I have been lied to. I've had women come on OK Cupid and try to pretend they were men. And try to woo me. I had to put change my list of rules. No animals. Oh yes. I had to do that on OK Cupid. No couples. I had to do that. No other women, just in general, your girlfriend or wife. I keep telling people I do not do couples, and if you want that, you go. If you can't find couples, go. There's two cat houses out here in Pahrump. They got and go out there and utilize them. Don't bother me. If you don't got the money for that, then don't bother me. I really don't care for that. And I'm not into animals, really. I'm not. Oh God, this has been crazy. I have had a crazy week, and finding out through a OK Cupid that two women who have red hair and who are they don't just want to get even, they want to get, and this is what he told me, they got so much dirt so far on my friend that it's not even funny. That scares me, because whoever is letting you, if you're a well-known person, you don't let people in like that. Naughty, naughty, naughty. You have your private, your inner sanctum is private. And if your family doesn't trust a friend and they go, okay, that person's cool, they're not bad, they're not going to steal from you, they're not going to da la 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 la, that's cool. But if you're meeting somebody and you have a brother who doesn't have a real good sense of value, and they just bring everybody in their inner sanctum and wonders why their life is shit, that's why. My dad said, your intersect, your holy of holies, you bring who you want. You want to help your life, to make your life better. You don't bring people in, the girls you want to, how can I say this, if you're a man and you have a one an outlet, don't bring them into your inner sanctum, ever, ever. Your children, your wives, your inner sanctum is important, and I was taught that. So as being a YouTuber, and you see me smoking weed, you see me do this right now, I'm not doing that. I need to get some stuff done. I can't do two at times. And sometimes I get too high on here and then I don't get nothing done. So here's the whole point. If you have an inner sanctum, don't try to let somebody in that you're not sure. I as just letting people see me. We're not talking anything else. 3 months on OK Cupid. I have a guy that said, "Well, we've been talking for about a month or so, and I'm thinking of letting it go a month and a half because we've been talking a lot. But if that quits, which it recently did, he asked for some pictures, and I'm like, well, I don't think they show the better half of me, but okay. And he kind of quit texting me. I'm like, told you, it does not look good, that position. There's certain positions us women just don't look good. Our jiggly puffs just don't hang right. So here's the whole point, and I'm going to be very honest. I've had to deal with two women. One is in the sex industry and one is in the YouTube industry. And both of them are evil. Get them out of your inner sanctum. And trust me, I am not trying to do something bad. I'm just trying to save you a lot of pain and suffering. Don't believe me like anything else. A lot of people in my ex's family didn't believe me, and then they would go, God, you were right. And I go, yeah, I know. And I just waste my breath. Yeah. So that's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with two women who are really after me. A third one, which is working where I used to work at. She's really evil. She knows both of them. Oh, yeah. She's right behind it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's the same person who suggested to two people at my work to sue me since I paid for my divorce and everything. I just got money flowing out of my asshole. She told them to go, and two people I worked with, I should be sued. That's the kind of people you're dealing with. Do not, it's a warning. If you're dealing with somebody who is a YouTuber who's got red hair, and we're not talking little bits, we're talking it's a whole, like, it looks like a bad porn movie dye job. You can say what you want, but I'm pretty good at the one-liners. I can honestly say that, yeah, I'm dealing with somebody who really doesn't understand the value of human of friendship, and I do. But I want to say, whoever is letting people in their inner sanctum, who needs to not let them in, who needs to have rules. My dad had a rule in letting anyone in that he dated They didn't get to meet me right away. Neither did they get to meet Voldemort. God Lord, my dad would say, Jesus Christ, he actually had a babysitter that my he dropped off, and he would introduce me first. That's how bad it was. Voldemort was a scary kid. You didn't want someone to think that you were going to marry this guy and have to deal with Voldemort, because he was like, oh, a whole special in itself. Trust me on this one. I would be like, this is my daughter. My son's at his friend's house having a play date. You didn't use play date back then. He's just playing at his friend's house. And that's all my dad would do, because God Lord, my brother had found a dead, you know how birds, when it get windy and they fly out of the, you find it in, a nest fell out of the tree and the birds were all dead. And my brother had brought it in, and my dad brought a date in. 15 minutes, that all it took for my brother to be alone. He's going, look at this, look at this. Oh, she thought he killed them. This woman wouldn't call my dad for nothing after my brother's little thing of pulling out the dead birds that were all dead from falling out of a tree from a windy day. So here it is, you know, my dad had a new rule: don't bring anyone over right away. So he had the 3-month rule. And then afterwards, he would bring me, and Voldemort was never usually seen after his little, we called it the dead bird scene. Yeah, we didn't do that no more. He thought he was going to save these birds that were that fell out of the tree in their nest, and it turned out to look like he killed them, and it really looked bad. So yeah, it's something when you have something like that happen. And that's the reason why my dad didn't have people meet my brother first when he was dating. Yes, the one redheaded lady loved my dad so much that when he fired her, we had to be taken by friends, and she did. Yeah, it was really scary for a while. This is a company my dad went through. He went through this company, and you call them up and you tell them how many kids you have, what they have, and a lot of them are college students who would help you with your homework. We heard a lot of good things. All my friends had that. No, no, not our family. We get super crazy wench who has this flaming red hair, and my dad said, I don't mean to be Bo, but I don't want no one with red hair. He goes, and so the company, being the woman, going, well, I really don't think that matters. After the one woman that they hired, my dad said, I will not be using your company anymore. You did not listen to me. And he did. We went through a whole different, avenue, but here I have two redheads well, three. One is an older lady who is just being an evil bitch, who knows the other two, who is all encompassed on this thing. These two younger one is in the inner sanctum and of I guess you would say, of people's lives that they shouldn't be, and they are blackmailing people. They try to do me. They could go for it. Go for it. You wanna do that? I could put my little stamp, Omega Forever Prump, make it all better, girls. Yeah, you didn't get me, and that must be pissing your guys off. Oh my God. So, yeah, some people who don't get me, who think that they're going to hurt me or do that, you know what? I dealt with 25 years of being treated like shit. I had a husband who went out with every woman that he can think of, and he would buy them and do all kinds of nice stuff with them. But when it came to me, I was treated like shit, because I'd be there. I'd be home. I'd be there with the kids. I'd be home and there, and I would never leave him. And that's was true, especially when I had the kids with him. Stayed, I stayed like a good dog, and I was treated like a subhuman, and that's how it went. 25 years of crap. I wanted to be divorced 7 years after being married, and then I just did not have the support that I have now. I have Carol, who's been nothing but a wonderful woman. She is always in my heart of hearts. And if she doesn't answer the phone or whatever, you know who's going to be dressing up as Luna Lovegood and going to your house? Hi. I'll be all dressed up. I got the whole outfit. Trust me on that one. I'll be going up there with Luna Lovegood because I love you guys. Okay. And let me tell you this, anyone that tries to get into my friend's inner sanctum, I'm going to try to warn them like I am now. Do not let these two redheads in your life. Run. Run as fast as they can, as fast as your feet can run. Do not let them in your inner sanctum. If you do, change your locks on your doors and don't answer your phones because these women are brutal. I've heard about it already. And I've heard that they have stuff on a lot of people and they are not trustworthy. I'm already putting that, you know. God, I'm going to start sounding like my dad, you know. Don't trust any redheads unless you're going to, have a one night stand. I I've had nothing but problems with redheads and women named Cat. That's it. They've all caused me nothing but hurt, pain, and heartache. If your name is Cat and you got red hair, you're not going to be put in my inner sanctum. I already can tell you that. And if I had a business, I'd find a way not to hire you too. I'm just putting it out there, you know. So I have three people. Wow. I know these are my haters, and I know that you have a thing. I appreciate you coming on here, seeing what I'm planning to say, and you probably have red hair and you're probably pissed. That's okay. Send all the men you want. It takes 3 months to hang out with me on the phone and everything. And a lot of guys usually tell me their shit way before a month. This one took 2 weeks, and that's pretty cool. That's faster than a month. The last guy that had dealings with these women, he was pretty tight-lipped. But boy, he said enough. Oh yeah, they are working with other guys and other things and trying to get me scared. And I'm to that point, like, you know what? There is good against evil, and I am a good person. You women, you two women, if you're seeing this, then I suggest you to back down because I'm not going to back down. I am a Las Vegas. I am a Nevadan. I lived in Detroit, Michigan. I've seen more stuff than what you ever thought I would see. And trust me, I am not scared. I really am not. You know what scares me? Things that I can't control, like my stomach. But besides that, besides the whole thing, I want to state that I got your number. And guess what? If you think I just do tarot reading and light candles, you got a whole other thing going on. I have my family, we've been healers for a long time and we could protect ourselves. And trust me, we could protect it with some really good good stuff, as they say. And I do have my helpers, and I'm good. So if you don't give a thumbs up, it helps with the algorithm. I will let you go and I'll see you tonight. So here's my warning to you ladies. You think I'm scared? Fine, fine. Whip me, beat me. Nothing could be of 25 years of having a husband that screws everything, treats the women better, buys them nice dinners, and does all kinds of stuff and thinks I won't find out. Buys them actual, I would say lingerie that fit. and I get nothing. I had kids, I took care of them. And when my children grew up and they went out on their own. Well, my son's living here, my daughter's in Utah, and they're very well adjusted and adults. Yes. And right now I'm just trying to tell them, they said you guys should have done it sooner. I tried. I tried. When you marry a psychopath, he doesn't want to let go of you. Okay. I wanted 7 years before my daughter was even thought of, I wanted to leave the marriage, and I was told, "Paul just needs you, and you got Devin, and, we're not gonna give you," and being that I was a single parent, would be single parent, it would have been really hard. I don't know why people, treat me like that. It's called jealousy, and, oh, oh, it's called jealousy. Oh, I got it on. I got it. What happened is people who are jealous are very small-minded. People who are jealous are usually small-minded people, and they are not very nice. That's what it is. I'm not jealous of people. I really am not. I just wanted to be happy. I just wanted happiness. And senior psychopath did not want me to have that. He wanted to be miserable. He had, I don't know, I got so tired of getting phone calls from different women who would say how he ruined their life, how he did this. And I would get the inside scoop from these women all the time. And I would tell them, "You're crazy like your mom. You're crazy. You're crazy." I got to the point where I was beaten down because I had my husband's family, and I had no friends left. When you deal with someone like that, they will talk to people, "Oh yeah, she's this, she's that." And after a while you believe that you're not a good person. And after a while I wanted to kill myself. I wanted to off myself because my ex person would not let go of me at all. It took almost a year, and his family go, "Oh, you could get back together." No, I don't want to get back together. I wanted to get rid of him after 7 years of fucking marriage. I've been living this thing for 25 years. I want to be gone and done. I really do. You know, I don't want to hear, that you're dying. He married me saying he was dying of cancer. And I thought I could be his friend and stuff. And it just, he hooked into me. And I was like, ugh. Okay, Jealous, jealous. Oh, I never could spell jealous right. Ah, there we go. They're small minded. They really are. And I find that a lot with a lot of people who are really jealous and want to do evil. And these two women are very, very evil. Get them out of your life. Uh, Ghost them. So that's what I'm putting out there. They're jealous. Yeah. And that's why I get this problem happening, I do. And when I was with my ex, I never went and stepped out on him. I didn't, it's like, why? You're adding more crap. So when I would get phone calls from women, moms, husbands looking for him. Oh yeah, I got husbands calling, fiancés, it's just lovely. I had a guy who was so pissed off at my ex. I finally just said, "You know what? Just go." And I told him this. If you want to beat the crap out of him, wait on our block and you'll find him. He'll come home at this time. He never came to to do anything. So I was like, it's a bullshit story. But I got a lot of people who were really upset with my ex, and it caused a lot of problems where a lot of people started talking to me. And I said, "Hey, are you doing this?" This is, "Oh, no, I'm not. I never do that." I need to wear the ones that wear the "I'm married, no shit" thing. Those are the ones, are the women who's wearing "I'm married, no shit" thing. They, in actuality, they're wearing that to make the other person feel better because most of the time they are the ones screwing around. I had to sit home with children while my significant other went and did whatever. So that's the where it goes. I will be on tonight at night. I got to get my bedroom a lot more picked up and stuff, and I got to have stuff taken to I got it for next week. I want to take all a bunch of stuff to my storage containers so I can have room to move around here. As far as I know, I'm getting divorced this month, so at least this is done. I just want to put a warning out. Stay away from cats, people named cats, and red hair. Do not let them in your inner sanctum. I'm just putting what my daddy said, and I have held that to a T. I've learned my lesson, and I think my dad, because when he got married again, he was like, he was telling me, "Hey, you like should use that company again." I go, "Remember the problem you had before?" And he goes, "Yeah, yeah, okay." Yeah, it comes to that point when you have, I guess you would say, I guess it comes to the point when you no longer care what people think. And I don't. I really don't give a fuck anymore. I don't like to deal with people who have red hair who are getting people on the internet on OkCupid and trying to get stuff on me. And then he tells me, look, this shit's going on. He calls me up and says, hey, this and this and this. You know what? Girls, you want to get me? It's easier to shoot me when I'm walking on my street than anything else, but you can get me in my backyard too. I'm sure you can, because I go swimming for an hour or two at times. So you know I've come to the point, if you really hate me that much and you're that childish and that jealous and you want everything I have, then you can have my varicose veins too. So I have, like I said, I have come to a whole new, a grown up point that I I can't I can't envision any more than what I can, and that's what I'm going through. I'm trying to warn people: do not let these women in your inner sanctum. They are looking to blackmail you. That's what they're doing. That was the big thing I was warned about, and that's what I was told. They are blackmailing people. So I'm like, well, they're going to blackmail. Well, maybe my husband wants to know some stuff about me. Even though, like I said, I was told, even though he has a thing that he believes that he can get me back, and it's not going to be happening. Oh, just trust me, it's not going to be happening. They do know my secret, though. They know one of my secrets, and I told them, "Oh, go tell everybody. Go on." Yeah. So if you share my stuff, I'm going to be on tonight at 9. I got to clean up my room. I'm going to go and probably get dressed. I just want to tell you guys that I'm going to be on here at 9. Um, I have two people who, one woman is a YouTuber with red hair that is not naturally red, and you could tell it's a dye job. And I got another person who is in the sex industry. She has red hair, and she is conglomerating with this woman who conglomerates with an older red haired woman. And they have been trying to blackmail people and sue people. And it's been going on. And yeah, it's not stopping. She gave him the idea while I was working at Area 51 to go and sue. And it ruined my whole thing. I was like, wow, okay. So that's where I'm going at. I was told by somebody on OkCupid that two women are after me, and they want, what was it he said, the one woman in the sex industry wants my head on a platter. I'm like, whoa, okay, so that's where I'm at. So you guys take care. I'm going to let you go. I will get ready, and I hope you like my new swimsuit top. All right.